All right, y'all, welcome to day one of your debt pay down challenge. I am so glad you're here. My name's Nicole, and I am the owner and founder of Greatest Worth. Thank you so much for being here. And I wanted to start this video, day one's video, with just kind of a little explanation. I honestly think there are two types of debt, and it's not good debt and bad debt like you think. It's debt that you have created in the past, and then debt that you'll create or won't create for that matter. Maybe you'll stop creating debt after this challenge, but it's up to you, but debt that you'll create in the future. And I just want to give an idea so that you guys can kind of free your minds a little bit and wrap your minds around a more positive way to think about your debt. Because the best way to really get rid of debt or to take action on something is to think positively and really believe that you can do it. So a lot of times, especially as women, we go to the past debt and we think about it as being bad, or it's like a accumulation of all of our poor choices, and we kind of give it all these negative terms, when in fact, the debt from your past is simply circumstantial, right? It's just like a circumstance that's already happened. And when we look at it that way, we're more free to just take care of it, right? Rather than putting all of this shame and guilt and all the bad feelings that we wrap up around debt. And then debt in the future is an action. So an action is something you have control over and something that you can either choose to do or not to do. And what actions do is they give us results. So kind of what we're going to do in this challenge is I'm going to help you kind of create a plan with action steps that will get you to your desired result, which, if you're here, is to pay off your debt. Here is day one's action step to creating a debt payoff plan for yourself. So step number one, you want to name paying off your debt as your money focus for this season. And as in part of the Greatest Worth process, this is actually step 3 of the process. So in step 3, we create a vision for our lives. It's a 10-year vision. And then we break that vision down into 10 money goals that, if achieved, would get you to your desired vision. And then you pick one of those goals. And often for people who start out with Greatest Worth, their first goal is to pay off debt. And maybe it is to pay off one specific credit card, but I'll get more into that in a minute. But we're going to say their goal is to pay off debt. And so I want you to name that your money focus for this season is to pay off debt. And what that means when you choose a money focus is that your money is going to be focused on that goal, if that makes sense. So you probably won't be going on a super expensive vacation, or you won't be putting money towards home renovations, right? You want to put your money towards your money focus, which for you right now is to pay off debt. So that is action step number 1, is to name that your money focus is to pay off debt. Then action step number 2 is to choose a specific debt to pay off first. Now, I am all about quick wins, and they have found this in, countless studies that basically it's super important for your motivation and for you to be able to continue on a journey, especially a journey that it can be sometimes hard and not super fun as paying off debt, is to make sure that you get some quick wins. So the way that I have you get quick wins is you list out all of your debts. And you pick one debt to focus on for now. And often I tell people to pick the smallest debt, even if that debt has a 0% interest rate. Really, it's all about the quick wins right now, so that you can see that you are able to do this and that you can make progress on this goal of yours. Because once you start getting the quick wins, you'll see that it's you can do this. I mean, right now, I know you can do this. Like, I honestly have no problem believing that you can do this, but I want you to believe it too. And that's about, number one, changing our mindset, right? So understanding that stuff in the past does not need to be full of shame or guilt. It just is what it is. And now you're taking steps to change your future, right? That's what you're doing right now by paying off debt. And then number two, to create a focus. And that focus is your smallest debt first. Okay, now that you've taken two pretty simple action steps, I want to give you a third action step for day one, and that is to figure out how much money you have at the end of the month that you could put towards your debt, your one debt that you chose as your focus debt for the month. I just want you to kind of have an idea of how much money you think you'll have at the end of the month to put towards this debt, because that can just kind of give you an idea about how long it will take you to meet that goal, right? Because it's kind of simple arithmetic at that point. If you have $500 a month to put towards your debt, and your debt is $2,000, then it's going to take you 4 months, right? So it's just kind of great to have an idea of how long this is going to take you. So that is your third action step for today. Figure out how much money you'll have at the end of the month to put towards your debt. So that's going to take some sleuthing sometimes if you don't have a budget in place. You're going to have to kind of go through your expenses and go through your income. You might have to make some choices this week or in the next few days that will have you saving money, right? Like maybe you choose to not go out for this week, and everything you save by not going out to eat or doing extra activities after work or whatever, you put all of that towards your debt for the week. So there's just some things that you might have to do or choose to not do so that you can make this goal happen. But remember, this is your money focus. So this is what you really want to do and what you really want to make happen. So it makes making those choices of saying no to something, you can actually twist it in your mind and say, I'm not actually saying no to that. I'm saying yes to this by saying no to that. So it's important to, keep your mindset right and positive rather than thinking about the things that you might be missing because of your new debt payoff focus. So those are your 3 steps for today. Step number 1, you're naming debt pay down as your money focus. Step number 2, you're making a list of all of your debts in order from smallest to largest, and you're choosing your smallest debt, hopefully, you're choosing your smallest debt as your first money focus. And then step number 3, you are going to figure out how much money you'll have at the end of the month or at the end of this week, however you want to do your extra debt payment to your smallest debt that you're thinking about. How much money you'll have to put towards that debt. When we did debt payoff, we did it monthly, but you can choose if you want to do it weekly. Some people like the it's a lot better for your mindset, right? If you're putting payments towards your debt weekly. So you get to decide. So those are your 3 steps, and then I will catch you guys tomorrow. If you have any questions, you can join my Facebook group, The Greatest Worth Family, and I do live videos there every Monday night, and I answer questions that way. Or even if you just DM me in Facebook or Instagram, or email me at hello@greatestworth.com. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I want to make sure that you guys find success in this challenge. All right, guys, see you soon.